All right, here we go. What's going on? 22Social power users out there. This is Andrew Lane, and you are joining our weekly live training here at 22twist.com/live. Thanks for hanging out with us today. It's just going to be me here in the command center doing today's training. We're in the middle of some big updates, a couple new features coming your way today. So the guys are working on that behind the scenes. And today I'm just going to be going through a pretty important topic. What I'm going to show you today is a little bit different than our other trainings. It's not going to be very 22Social technically based. It's going to be more conceptual, and I want to make sure that you have some guidelines to launch a profitable sales webinar, because one of the best ways to use 22Social is to do a really interactive social webinar like we do every single week right here on 22twist.com/live. Really, in my opinion, this is the most socially engaging platform to do a live webinar, because as you can see, it's a very different environment. We're on Facebook. We have like faces sliding down below. We have real people commenting in the Facebook stream. So it's super social, similar to a Facebook Live, but the big difference is it's more of a registration process. So everyone here has registered. If you're watching live, you've registered to be here. And we also have the sweepstakes component. So we did choose a prize winner right before we went live today. Everyone who registered had a chance to win our weekly prize. So a few of these elements make this much more engaging and interesting. Hopefully that's why you're here with us. We do this every week, and it's kind of fun for you. You get to see the crowd below. So before I get into today's topic, I just want to say hello to everyone. We've got some good numbers today. We got Eric, Amaka, Megan, Elaine, Val, Juan, Melody. Thanks for saying hi. What we do have is a comment stream down below, so you can post your comments and questions down below at any time. I'm going to keep an eye on that throughout the training today. Looks like you can see me and hear me okay. Weekly live. Yep. So if there's any technical issues, let me know in the comments. I'm going to keep an eye on that. We'll do our best to get those fixed if anything comes up. But we expect smooth sailing here today. The waters are calm, and we are ready to get the engine going. I don't know if I'm referencing a boat, or I don't know, I'm thinking of an airline pilot as well. The skies are clear, no turbulence. We're going to get through this thing smooth. About a 1 hour training today, and what I'm going to show you right now is something kind of cool. So we'll get right into it. I'm going to show you my screen and show you what I've got for you. What I put together in preparation today, I spent most of the day getting these resources in one spot so you can have them. I'm not going to go through a deck necessarily. Today's going to be a PDF like this. I'm going to scroll down real quick to show you what we're going to go through, if it'll load for me. Come on. Well, you get the idea. We're going to go through some of these bullet points. This is a checklist that I put together for you. Before I get started, though, I have a deal for you, okay? I want to give you this PDF, but I noticed that we're only a few 5-star reviews away from 300. So I thought maybe we'd have a little fun. If you have not yet left us a 5-star review, and if you are a customer of 22Social and you haven't yet left us a 5-star review, I would love for you to do that. And if we get to 300, I will give you this PDF. I will give everyone here the PDF. So I also added something new. If you're watching right now, I'm going to show you how easy this. I'm going to make this for you, okay? You're watching here on the app. This is our weekly live stream. If you scroll down below the comment stream, here's where you can comment. Below this, to the left, I put in a little thing here. Let us know what you think. And then I added this review widget, okay? So if you think we're doing well, drop us a 5-star. It's going to open up our Facebook reviews. You can then publicly post right here that you think we're worth a 5-star review. So we only need 8 people to do this right now. There's many, many more than 8 people on today. So please, if you're watching live, drop in a quick 5-star. You don't even have to say anything. Just put a quick 5-star, and then we will be good to go. So go ahead and do that right now, okay? And then you're going to get the PDF, but only do it if you really believe it. I mean, a lot of you have the software, you're using it, you give us great feedback, but you haven't left a 5-star. So that's what I want to do. Get at least 8 of you to do that, and then you're going to get this. So I'm going to keep an eye on that at the end. If we reach that goal, I'll give you the PDF. So, okay, we've got a lot of you watching. So I think we're ready to dive in. And let me go through this checklist, all right? And if we have time at the end, I'm going to go through this pretty quick. If we have time, I'll do demo and kind of show you how to implement a lot of this. I'm going to show you also where to find all the additional stuff. There's a lot of links in this checklist. So what you can see, the 22Social sales webinar checklist. And of course, before we get into this, you got to know why you need to do this. Actually, you know what I forgot is we do have a winner. I'm going to announce a winner real quick. I won't leave you in suspense on the winner. I'm going to announce that first, just so we can get this out of the way, okay? So today, if you're wondering again, today's topic, the 4 steps to hosting a profitable sales webinar. Today is not a profitable sales webinar for us. This is a training webinar, so don't take what we're doing. Don't like take notes what I'm doing today. I'm all over the place. I get it. This is for people interested in the software, sure, but mostly a lot of you have the software, so I'm just trying to help you implement strategies and profit with it. So this is a training today. This is not a sales webinar, okay? Just FYI. Don't sit there like, oh, you're doing a terrible job. I get it. We're going quick, and I'm just going to give you a lot of content. But we're going to break down how you can make it more of a sales webinar. But today's winner, I want to announce this just to get it out of the way because we do this every week. It's kind of fun. We have a prize winner today, and we randomly selected it. Today's winner is Marcelo Barrientos. I need Renee in here to say that the name better than me. From Santa Ana, Costa Rica. You've won 1 year of 22Social Premium. So congrats to you. Remember, every week we've got a new winner. So, hey, you could win next week. 52 people a year could be you. So thanks for showing up here, registering at 22social.com/live, checking out our training. We hope you're loving the software. You're going to get upgraded to our premium plan. So you can possibly even make a whole agency out of building 22Social apps for clients, friends, family. You get 100 fan pages with that plan. All right? Congrats. Cool. If you didn't win, don't worry. You could win next week. Okay, so again, the deal, I'm going through this PDF today. If we get eight more 5-star reviews on our Facebook page, I'm going to give this to all of you at the very end, all right? You got the link down to the left. You can even play around with it. It's a 22Social widget. It's kind of fun, and you can drop in your review. Check it out. Scroll down and check this out. It's a cool widget you can try out, and that's also one of the things you can add to your 22Social apps. So. Okay, why host a live sales webinar? Most of you know this by now. It's a great, fast way to build a relationship with your audience, collect leads. It's very different from Facebook Live, of course, because we're talking about a registration system here. Doing a webinar style thing requires people to register to watch. We're not just live streaming out there to the whole world. This is much more focused with a smaller group of people who you have collected their info, and that makes it more powerful in that sense. So you want to position yourself as an expert. That's what it does. Most people are too afraid to do this. I'm curious how many of you have ever done a webinar out there. I think a lot of you probably have done a webinar. Maybe if you've succeeded or failed, let me know. If you tried one and flopped on your face, that's okay. But maybe you've tried to do it before because there's so many benefits, right? So giving real value to your audience, and they can interact with you and learn about your business, learn about you as a person. You can build that relationship with even partners. So you can bring people on, bring on guests, interviews, all that good stuff. You can do that with a webinar. And they really convert, okay? The big thing here is they convert. A static sales page converts at like 3%, okay? These are just kind of broad numbers here, but just understand that a static sales page, you send traffic to a static sales page, and you're trying to get that to make you money, it's not going to do very well. Now, if you get enough people to opt in, that's fine. But these live webinars I've shown to convert way, way higher. And that's why you see so many people invest their time and energy to do this. It's such a powerful tool. And you can really sell anything. So today we're specifically talking about selling. And that's why it's going to be important to really structure this thing right. Because you can't just show up and kind of blab for an hour and expect people to buy. You need to structure it and have a goal. So to sell... Really, you can sell anything. Your coaching, consulting, digital content, your own courses, programs, workshops, or even products. If you have an online e-commerce store, if you're selling physical goods, or affiliate offers, if you're trying to get people to join and buy your, join your opportunity, get into your program, whatever you want someone to do, this is a format to do it. Getting people to show up live and deliver content is a great way to influence and get people to take action. Okay? So the 4 steps here, as we promised, kind of broke it down to 4 steps. Number 1, we've got preparation. Number 2, promotion. And of course, more preparation. Okay, we can't leave that out. You're kind of preparing all the way up until the minute you go live. But mostly it's promotion. So don't hold back to the last minute to promote. You got to start promoting at least a week or 2 before. So that's the main thing with step 2. But you can be preparing while you're promoting. Step 3, delivery. And step 4, follow up. So the preparation is the hardest part. Let me check to see how we're doing, because I know a lot of you left a review. Maybe I can give this in your hands right now. We'll see if we got it. Oh, wow. Thank you, guys. Okay, we just jumped. How many is that? We jumped like 21. Nice. That's getting people to take action. That's how you do it. Okay, I'm going to give everyone this link here. Here's the PDF. I'm going to drop it in the comment stream so you can follow along with me. You guys are quick. Thanks so much. That was awesome. That's a great example of getting people to take action, right? So I dropped it in the comment stream at the end when I'm done. If you're watching the replay, it will be right below the buttons. I'll make it available to you. So you'll find the link right around this video, wherever you're watching it. All right, so knowing your goal, right? So before you do anything, get clear on your goal. Fill in at least one of these, right? So how many people are going to register? What's your goal? X amount of people will register and be added to your email list, right? So you're building a list of leads. It's really important. Even if you don't sell anything, it's still going to be valuable. How many people do you want to buy your product and for how much? So you might only check one of these. If you're trying to get someone to join your opportunity, then just put in that, I want 10 people to join my opportunity and I will earn how much on that. So get yourself excited. Make sure you know what you're doing. It's going to be hard work, your first one especially. But you got to know why you're doing this, because it can convert. The first one, you might not hit these goals, but you got to get clear on what you're trying to do here. So get clear on your goals, write in how many people you want to register and then how many sales you want to make. So whatever you're selling, get clear on that and write it out. Number 2, check this out. And these are in first person, right? So you're actually going to cross these off as you do this. So I have the right mindset, okay? Yes, I believe that my audience will benefit from this webinar, even if they don't buy anything from me, okay? So mindset. You're not here to sell. You're here to share something. I'm here today to share this with you because I think this will help you. And even if you walk away and don't use 22Social, I hope this helps you. I poured, all my energy into this today to make sure it was going to be valuable. So that's okay if you don't buy from me. But there's a good chance that because I'm honest and I'm like really showing up here to help you, that there's a chance that you're going to want to work with me going forward, right? So make sure you have the mindset that even if they don't buy anything, they are still going to benefit. Everyone who shows up to your webinar, and we're using webinar loosely, that can be called a lot of different things, a live hangout on air, all these things that we call it, but generally it's called a webinar. They're going to benefit, okay? So the keyword benefit, even if they don't buy. So 2, yes, I understand that even if I make 0 sales, hosting this webinar will still be beneficial because it will help me expand my reach, right? Get in front of more people, grow my personal brand, improve my skills, increase my confidence, build my list of leads, and create a relationship with my audience, okay? So even if you flop on your face and you don't make any sales, you gotta take this step. It's how people are making money online. Just look around at people you follow. I would be surprised if they weren't doing this strategy, okay? Most industries the top leaders are using webinars to make sales. This one, yes, I commit to delivering this live presentation no matter how many technical obstacles I run into or doubts I have in my mind. It's going to happen. Trust me. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And yes, I will prepare for success by doing a full test run at least 24 hours before I go live, especially your first time doing this. Don't just run into it and expect it to go right. It will not, okay? So it might go terribly wrong, and that's okay. But at least prepare it 24 hours ahead so you can have some time. So your platform, that's what we've got for you. Okay, 22Social solves this. If you're watching today and you have no idea how to do this, just go to 22.com/notes/hangouts. We've got tutorial videos on how to do this technically. As I mentioned, this isn't going to be a technical training today. It's more concept. But you can go get the full step-by-step notes here at that link. The only things you need to make this happen, and why we believe that this is the simplest and most effective way to do your webinars, is because it's so low cost and simple compared to other tools. All you need is a Facebook page. You need a 22Social account. That's a free trial even, so you can try it for 30 days. You just need a verified YouTube channel. That's free to do. There's no extra cost with this YouTube channel. You can have webinars for an unlimited audience, totally free, just like I'm doing today. We've been using this every week. So learn how to do that here. know how to use Hangouts on there. We've got a whole training. There's a lot of training out there on how to use this platform. It looks like this. I'm broadcasting here, right? So I'm using this tool to broadcast. It's just a simple software. It's not complicated at all. And then how to embed it in your app. Okay, so those links are all in this PDF on how to do that. Once you learn how to do this once, it's pretty straightforward. Now, you got to decide on a time. Right now, I challenge you, if you're watching right now, even if you have no idea what you're doing, pick a date in the next 3 to 6 weeks that you will host a live webinar. That's where it really begins, okay? Every time that I'm sitting there frustrated, and I saw some comment before we went live today, you're frustrated, your business isn't moving, things aren't happening. Every time I've felt that way, and we have with 22Social many times in my own personal projects, you just set a date and say, you know what? In 4 weeks or 3 weeks, I'm going to go live. I'm going to share something, and I'm going to put something out there and invite people to show up. And that means I have to deliver, right? Now you're going to get some movement going for your business. Even if it doesn't go that great, that's okay. Just get it going, right? So pick a date. And now I have chosen a topic. So once you check this off, that means you've chosen a topic. How do you choose what you're going to present on? Here's some good filters, right? So I didn't make all this up, and I gave credited some sources in here. You can check them out. Well, it kind of flopped down to the next page here, but that's fine. You got the sources in here. So I did a little research for you to find some good tips on how to choose a topic for your webinar. You know, are you excited? What are you most excited about with your business? What's the concrete takeaway for your audience? You're going to be with them for 45 to 60 minutes. Make sure it's something that they can benefit from. Even if they don't hire you, as I mentioned, ask yourself, what's the transformation you want your audience to experience as a result of the webinar? So you're going to start to see how this can immediately make a difference in your business and how you see your marketing. You're now becoming a helpful resource for people. You're shifting your mindset to give value, and you're going to build your email list by inviting people to show up and learn from you. It does so much for your brand. Even if only 5 people show up, that's a good place to start. Who would attend this webinar, or would you attend this webinar if you were your ideal client? And then how does what you are teaching lead into what you are selling? That's really important here, right? So once you've decided what you're going to sell, whatever it is, what can you now teach about this topic that will help sell that? I know a lot of people that do like affiliate sales on, protein shakes or whatnot, or exercise equipment, for example, and they'll do webinars teaching health tips, fitness tips, right? So you can teach concepts that are exciting to you. This should be really exciting to you, something you want to learn. You know why I put this PDF together today? Is because I am going to do a webinar in a few weeks to launch a course, and I wanted to get an outline for myself, okay? So you are benefiting today because I spent all day researching and putting this together for myself so that I have a checklist, and now you benefit. So think about what you could benefit from by that you're excited about, and that's going to help them. And now you've got products and things that you could recommend or that you've created or opportunities they can join that they're going to be interested in, because you're going to show up with excitement. Really pumped to have them there, and that you can share something with them, okay? So number 4 here is really important, that it does lead into what you want to buy. If you want them to buy something, it should flow naturally, okay? So if you're excited about the topic that you're teaching, you should also be excited about the products that you're sharing with them, and they're going to feel that energy from you. Okay, so I have created, I don't need to put but I've created the outline for the webinar, okay? Or a headline. There are 3 good headline tips. This can be, I know this can get you stuck, right? So these are some of the big obstacles I noticed for myself, and a lot of you struggle with this, getting that headline together, right? So we got the topic figured out. We got the date selected, the headline now. Focus on, here's a few tips, right? So focus on the desires and address their fears, right? So a formula, how to fill in the blank here, get the results they desire most without the thing they fear most, okay? So example 1, how to make a quick 10K this weekend by flipping your first house on eBay without getting a loan from the bank. Example 2, how to reconnect with your wife and find the passion in your marriage without having to go through painful counseling. So you can see, without me saying anything else, that these are going to be beneficial, highly beneficial for anyone who shows up. It's going to be really intriguing and interesting to attend this kind of training. And then you can almost naturally see the offer they're going to have. And that's okay, because you're going to hope you can take, everyone who shows up knows they're going to be pitched something for the most part. You just got to hope that, or your job is to make sure it's valuable enough that even if they leave, that's okay. They don't buy, but they can kind of see that they're probably gonna get pitched some kind of workshop or like program they can join if they show up to this. This will probably be more like one-on-one or maybe a digital course that they're selling or something like that. And that's okay. But you can see how it'll naturally progress into like, hey, if you enjoy this training, boom, I'd love you to check out this program I have available to you. Or I'm taking on a select amount of people one-on-one, and you can see now how I can solve this problem for you. So let's work together, right? So there's a source there, the new book, Expert Secrets, a pretty killer book if you haven't checked it out. All right, number 2 here on creating your headline, be clear, not clever. Do not try to be clever. This is a great example here. The 3 key questions you need to ask your financial planner is better than Goldilocks and the 3 financial services bears. Okay. Being clever does not convert. Now, if you're super fancy and you want to try it anyways, go for it. Maybe it'll work, but generally being clear is what you want to do, okay? And being clear on those benefits, being clear on the pain and the outcome they want, right? So next, make your headline benefits oriented. So learn how to master your social media marketing in 10 minutes per day. So they're mastering something. They have this end result. They see the amount of time. So they're kind of subconsciously addressing some of the fears about, hey, it's not going to take that long. Lose 10 pounds effortlessly without giving up the food you love. So there's that without word again. Okay, so these are just common tips that you can now implement to make this more interesting to your potential webinar attendees. Now it's the main benefits. So this is, again, some ideas here, brainstorming ideas to kick this around. Just think about what I like to do when I think about writing like a sales page or I'm trying to get an ad together is think about, shift the focus from you to the people that you're helping. Okay, so think less about yourself and think about the other people who have used your products or services that are having success and get in their mind. You don't have to come up with an avatar. You don't have to do all these workshops and things to figure out what your people need. Just go look at like 3 people that you've worked with. If you've worked with nobody, then go find 3 people that have gone through something similar to what you offer and think about what kept them up at night. Maybe even go ask them directly these questions, okay? Some of these pain points that they were feeling and why they chose to take action themselves, okay? So you don't have to make things up. Just go ask a few people who've gone through that you've worked with in the past, ask them a few questions, get some feedback, and now you're gonna create some really good benefits to attract the right people. So when you say some, really profound headline, you gotta back it up with, hey, you know what? On this workshop or on this training, on this webinar, I'm gonna show you not just that, but here's kind of the nuts and bolts of how we're gonna get into it. And then you break it down with some bullet points of the benefits. When you walk away, you're gonna know what was it that kept them up at night, the 3 things you can do every day to meal plan or meal prep, whatever it is. But those things that they're gonna be concerned about, turn them into benefits that you're offering. If they felt the fear, then it's something you should address. And turn it into just 3 quick benefits of what they're going to come out with. And that can kind of structure your presentation as well. You can just go through 3 main things, before or after kind of breakthroughs, how they can get over that. And so these are some questions to give you some your mind going if you're struggling with this. A few more ideas are useful, urgent, unique, ultra specific. So again, just to get some brainstorming for writing your copy, you're gonna have to write a paragraph, maybe 2 paragraphs, and a few bullet points to promote this thing, okay? And generally, you won't need to write much more than that because you can use the same copy you write on your sales page, on your ads, on your emails. I mean, we do this every week, right? You see us do it. It's like we write the same thing everywhere. You only have to come up with once. You don't have to reinvent everything over and over. Just write it out on 1 piece of paper, a couple bullet benefits, a couple paragraphs explaining what's gonna happen. Now you've got all your promotional materials ready to go. All right, I see some good questions coming in. I'm going to get to them shortly. So thanks for keep those questions coming in, and I'll keep an eye out, and we'll get to those very soon. Number 2, so creating your promotional graphics. Now we're in promotion phase. So you've gotten through this. All you need to do to prepare is go through those points, right? You saw what we went through there. Set the date, set your topic, create a headline, create some benefits, and you're ready to go. Now we got to promote this thing. So usually where I start is I take that headline, I take some of the benefits, and I create my graphics. Now the cool thing here is you can kind of hack this process by creating one good graphic. And we'll just call this the promotional share image. And the perfect size is going to be these pixel sizes right here. Either one will work. I always do the higher resolution just because I like my images to be higher res. This size here, if you, maybe some of you noticed, this is the Facebook ad size. It's also the exact size of your Facebook, of your 22Social share details. So what I mean by that is when you're editing your app and you're creating your promotional graphic like this, this can be your ad. And this could actually be used on everything. This one graphic you can use for all your marketing. So that one graphic is all you need to promote an entire sales webinar, okay? So these are the sizes here. I use this size. And it's almost the size of a 16:9 slide deck. So if I go to, I'm just gonna go here. I'm gonna create, I wanna show you a fast way. I use Google Slides actually for all my graphics. So everything you see from 22Social, I built in Google Slides. So actually, if you create a slide deck, this is just about the perfect size, okay? This 16:9 ratio, right? PowerPoint can do the same thing. This is about the size graphic you need. You'll notice it's in a 16:9 ratio, which is fine. That's just about what you need. You see how the recommended one here is like 16:8.4, basically? It's pretty close. So just a basic slide deck slide will work, okay? So you can kind of just like create a graphic, okay? It doesn't have to be that crazy. Let me just drop something in here. You know, join us. Hey, I'm not going to teach graphics today, but I don't want any excuses from any of you watching. You can create graphics. If you can make a PowerPoint, you can make graphics, all right? So this is about the perfect size. Now, I'm going to show you another cool trick for your graphic. Not that I was done here, but you see where I'm kind of going with this. But the other cool trick here is using real photos and faces. I know that using real photos and faces on my graphic will increase my conversions. Generic stock photos and fake people don't work as well, okay? So can you find a photo of yourself? I hope you can. Or something kind of realistic. If you need stock photos, you can go to a site like, yeah, let's go to a site like, let's go to pexels.com, pexels.com. Tons and tons of free stock photos. So if you have to find a stock photo, you can find one here. The other cool trick I want to show you for creating this graphic, because this one graphic can be everything you need, is go to smartmockups.com. I'm just going to grab 22Social real quick. Just go to smartmockups.com and you can create a mock-up image. So they have all these cool mock-up graphics, your own graphic. So let's say you had a slide deck. I'm actually going to grab today's presentation. Let's say the cover, if you're going to do a PowerPoint or something for your presentation, you could literally do this. You could download it as a PNG would be fine. You can download one of your slides as a PNG. And then you can go into like Smart Mockups and you can upload it. And you can kind of crop it if you want. And it's going to create, that's good enough. I'll just do it for now. It's going to cut it off a little bit, but it'll create a promotional graphic like this. Okay, totally free. Okay, download, high res. Okay, the other way to use this to make it more personal, right? This is pretty cool because it's showing what you're going to teach them, right? So if you had a cool slide from a slideshow, that would be great. Another one is, let's just say it was like this. Let's grab Susie, our fake profile here. Let's grab her her picture. If you had any kind of photos of you, this would be really cool because you can then upload them into a computer screen or something. Well, that's gonna be kind of chopped off. It's gonna be awkwardly large and zoomed in on her face, but you can put yourself on a computer screen. Okay. So you see this stuff all the time, right? You can take a screenshot of your PDF and drop it into a tablet. Okay. So this is another example. I can take today's PDF and drop it into a, where is it? A tablet. And now create like an ebook promotional graphic for free. All right. So if they're going to get some kind of PDF, that'd be awesome too. So I can take a screenshot of that and boom, drop it in there. So now you've got graphics. Okay. All you need is one. And now I'm just going to like take this and make this really funny looking thing here. So again, using like PowerPoint, boom, you can create an awesome graphic really fast. Okay, so you could look like a superstar without spending any money. All right, so that's all you need for graphics. Boom. Next. This is cool because that one graphic can be used on your ads, the gate, the main content, the share image, all that stuff you need. The same graphic can apply, okay? So it'll actually be more consistent. And everywhere they see it, they'll see your ad, they click on it, see your sales page, got that same graphic, they can click to register. They've registered, they see the same graphic, and you're like, thanks for registering, we'll see you here soon, okay? The same graphic can use for all of them. Next, you've built your, and published your app. So this is where you gotta set it up. Again, we've got the training here, 22social.com/notes/hangouts. We walk through exactly how to do all this. And if we need some demo today, I can show you a little bit, but we have a lot of videos and step-by-step instructions on how to do it here. Again, I'm not going to go through all that today. So once you have your app built and published, just like we have with 22Social, right? So this is our app. We built this ourselves using 22Social. You can see our sales page here. It's got some cool stuff on it. Obviously, you don't have to make it look this crazy. Our promotional graphic is done. And I could have just used that same graphic here if I wanted to. So I could have just put that same graphic here and then just had a button to register below. And then the main content, after everyone registers, they have access here to the broadcast. That's where we have all the cool bells and whistles, call to action buttons, and comment stream. Yep, there we go. Thanks for popping that in there, Emily. smartmockups.com. It's one of the coolest sites out there. Now, all of you are going to look amazing. As I see you in my news feed, I'm going to be like, dang, looking pro with your free mockup site. All right. Next, we went through some awesome training recently on how to get more conversion. So if you want more people to register to show up, you can throw in the sweepstakes incentive. To learn about how sweepstakes work with 22Social, go to this link here. We did a training a few weeks ago talking about how you can add a sweepstakes to any of your giveaways and any of your hangouts with 22Social. So you can also add in, if someone registers to watch your webinar, they can also be entered to win some kind of prize. So that's a really cool way to get more people to register. And then also you can get them to refer friends because it gives them more chances to win. This can literally get you hundreds and hundreds of free leads. My fiance does a sweepstakes with her meditation cushion product. And I really don't help her. Honestly, I'm too busy to even help her. So it's not like I'm doing everything, but she set it up herself. She's running the sweepstakes, and she's got an email list of like 600 people, right? Not a huge email list. But I looked at her SRM, and there's over like 150 people who came through referral shares. So think about that. Like a quarter of her list came from her leads referring their friends. Okay, so if you want to build your email list faster, this is how a sweepstakes can do that. So now instead of having 10 people show up and register to watch your webinar, you could have 15. And those 5 extra people you didn't pay for to get to show up, right? They were invited by your own leads. It's really powerful. Not something you need to do the first time. This is another level that you can add on at any time. You don't have to do anything special. It's already there. It's just the strategy, okay? So it's an optional thing that you can add in at any time. The other optional thing here that's you see us do is creating Facebook events. And really the idea here is to get people who are already on your email list to want to show up and reminded about your event. So you don't need to send them back into your app to register for if you're doing like an ongoing thing or like a weekly training or a monthly webinar, you don't necessarily need them all to register every time. If they register once for one of your apps, they're always going to be given access. So you can just create a Facebook event to invite all of your current leads to the webinar. So at least it's kind of new and fresh for them. They can just click, okay, yeah, I'm going. I want to get a reminder on that. So that's one way to do it. And the other cool thing is you can take all of your, here's some tips on how to write the copy in the description of your event, by the way. What we do sometimes too is after someone registers, like they're on the registration page, they've opted in through the gate, they show up here. So you could say like, hey, go to the event to get reminders, right? So join the event, the Facebook event to get reminders. You can just have a button down here that sends them over to that Facebook event. That works pretty well too to get all of your new leads into that Facebook event as well. So that if this is a few weeks down the road, they might forget. You're going to send emails and whatnot, but if you also get them to say they're going to an event, now you could post in the event as well, and they could show up and hang out. So again, optional stuff that you could do. Maybe after you do your first one, you kind of add on some different things. And of course, a lot of you have email marketing that you're doing. If you have a CRM, you can connect that, and that's going to just help you get more ways to reach out to them. And as I mentioned, all this can be strategically done to build your email list. All right, now you're promoting, right? So you got your app published. You've done a couple of these extra things perhaps, but now you have your link and you can just share it on your Facebook page. That's the basic one. Just make sure you blast it out like, hey guys, come check out the event. Other basic promotions. Do a targeted post so you can boost a post, run engagement ads, run an event ad with your event, possibly a couple of promotional emails, share your Facebook post, link in your personal profile. So maybe you can pull in some of your friends who'd be interested in this topic as well. So the affiliate link I'm not going to go into today. That's a little more advanced, but basically get some other influencers to kind of share this with their list, and possibly just with the sweepstakes incentive. Say, hey, you know what, influencers, go ahead and register and share this out, and it could be kind of fun. You could get more chances to win. So maybe not influencers, but people that would share it. Get them in first and have them blast it out. Let's see. Go to your Facebook event. Yep. Get people to show up to that. So more promotional ideas here. You kind of get it. Post in any groups that you manage and own. And again, this is meant to be helpful and not spammy. So make sure you go back to the beginning of the preparation and make sure this is helpful for people. And they're going to benefit just by showing up. So group admins should be okay with that. And if some of you watching want to post your Hangout in the Power Users group, that's cool. I mean, if it's spammy and doesn't look very helpful, I'll probably delete it. But if it's cool and it looks like it could benefit people, then I'm all about it. So share your content, share your value, and people who are interested will go check it out and opt in. Even writing a Facebook note or some kind of PDF document. So this is great because you can get some SEO traffic. Turn some of this content. Sometimes when I'm mapping out my sales presentation, I like to write out like a blog post. So this could be a Facebook note or a blog post or a PDF or something. Like create some kind of content, maybe a Microsoft Word document for all of you old school people out there using Microsoft Word. Okay, you can just write it out, and that'll help you kind of craft out your messaging, craft out your ideas. To me, it's really helpful because you can start to create like an outline and fill it in with some text, and then repurpose that into some kind of post that you share, maybe even ahead of time to say, hey, everyone, I can't wait to see you next week. Check out this article I just wrote. It's kind of going to get you warmed up some of the ideas I'm going to be sharing on the training. Feel free to comment on it and ask any questions so I can come prepared on the webinar to answer some of those questions. So that can be a great way to get your thoughts all kind of crystal clear and post it out there as a way to create that engagement, create some interest from people that might want to show up. So at the bottom of that post or that note or that blog, you can invite them over to watch your webinar. Just a great way to repurpose your content. And some more tips on using Facebook Notes, which we love, obviously, but it could also be a blog if you have a website. All right, delivery. Step 3. So as I mentioned at the beginning, you're going to say in a couple weeks from now, 3 to 6 weeks from now, you've set a date. You've crafted out why you're doing it. You've got your topic figured out. You've got your headline, benefits. You've created the app. You've created a graphic. kind of getting all this stuff together, starting to promote it a little bit. Now the day is getting closer and you got to go live. Okay. So let's look at what it takes to deliver. So one, you got to have your presentation all planned out. That should be like, get that done as soon as you can. If you're going to be showing your screen, have, your web pages slide, all that stuff you're going to present kind of ready to go. So remember, with a Hangout, the way we teach it, you can do, you can show your screen, you could show slides, you could bring on guests. So there's a lot of different ways to deliver this content. Sometimes it's kind of fun to bring on a panel and discuss the topic. Maybe you don't have the ability to do a full hour or 30-minute training right now, but you can bring on another person and kind of discuss, or bring on one of your clients and go through what worked for them and talk about their breakthroughs. That might be better than like a sales presentation, right? So think about that. If you're kind of scared of creating a sales deck and you can't look like those big guys, you have these crafty, amazing graphics, just bring on one of your clients and talk through their experience, share their story, and make that valuable to your audience. Say, hey, what were you stuck with? How did we get through that? If it's, depends on your audience, what are they going to connect with? They might not want to watch slides. They might want to see a discussion. And now they're going to be sold because they just saw one of your other previous clients work through some of the challenges they had and share their experience, their breakthroughs. It's kind of like an extended testimonial for you, but it's more of a case study format where someone watching is actually going to benefit because they're going to look at their own life and they can relate to the guest as you work through this with them or share their story. So just make sure that the audio is so key, right? If you're going to bring on a guest, make sure that they have some kind of mic or their audio is good enough to where it's not going to be distracting and irritating to the audience. So a few of these things you want to plan out ahead of time. If you're doing slides, do what I showed you earlier, 16:9. That's the perfect size for a Hangout and for a video. Okay, so there's a few tips to get your presentation ready. And of course, I'm going to show you at the end today how you can get some tips on how to craft out a really good presentation. But right now, I'm not going to go to it. That's a huge part of it, right? Doing an effective sales presentation. But I'm showing you there are more ways to do it than just a fancy slide deck. It can be even just demoing some software. It could be demoing, a skill like how to edit your photo in Photoshop or something. And then you have a course that they could buy. So you could live demo something by showing your screen. So that could be valuable. It doesn't have to be slides. And it can be discussion format. Maybe you plan on doing one a month and you try different formats to see which one converts the best, because you don't really know until you try it and what's most comfortable for you. But there are multiple ways to do this. Next, now that you got that figured out, you got your presentation planned out, and this is why you're still planning all the way up until you deliver, because all these things are going to take a lot of time to get figured out. You confirm that your YouTube channel is verified. So you got to get your account set up. Don't wait till the last minute. It's free to do, but it takes 48 hours for YouTube to verify it. You got to follow the steps. There's a link here to learn more. Just go through this and you'll see exactly how to do it, okay? It's a little confusing, but it's doable, all right? You can get through it. It's worth it. You only have to do it one time to get your YouTube account set up, and then you can use their Hangouts on Air tool. Okay, here we go. 24 hours left before you go live. You've tested your audio, right? The day before, you should definitely do a dry run. If you have a guest, have them come on and do a private recording. You can do a private recording in your thing here. So we've got stuff going on here in our 22social.com/stream. Your account will have upcoming events and whatnot. We've got our Thursday one kind of planned out already. Today is right here. I can just create another one and make it private and record a private test run, okay? I can test and I can just go live. And then it'll fire up the Hangout on Air software. I could bring on some guests. We could do a dry run, go through it, test everything out, technically make sure that you're able to show your screen, you're able to switch back between your webcam, your screen, you're able to go to a guest. You got to practice this stuff. It's not that difficult, but you do need to practice. You got to know and go through it once. The way I figured it out, I just did a bunch of private ones and tried everything I wanted to know. I wanted to know how to do. You can record it and then watch the playback, so you know that what you thought was happening really did happen. So you can record it when you do this private one. You can record it, and then it'll be in your YouTube channel private. You can watch the playback and make sure that, okay, good, the audio came through. When I clicked that to share my screen, it worked. So that's how you want to test. Okay, do a private one at least a day before. You should do it right now. If you're planning one in 3 weeks from now, get this figured out right now. Do a test run, try out all the bells and whistles, see what's weird, doesn't work right, and you'll figure it out. So 24 hours, you make sure that's all working right. 3 hours before-ish, it might be 3 minutes before, like me most of the time. You update the buttons on the main content. So remember, we're broadcasting here on this page. You got people's faces below if you're using the visitor faces widget there. You've got your call to action buttons down here. Make sure these are working effectively. So if you had some paid offer they could buy, you have a link to it down here. So those are some of the things you can do a few hours before you go live. You also want to edit some of the text. So the cool thing here is we're using the same app for the registration and going live. So all you have to do is, as you're promoting this thing, it's going to say something like, hey, thanks for registering. We'll see you here on May 5th or whatnot. Right? So if we're registering for an app, you can say at the top, like if it's a one-time thing, like we just keep the text the same at the top, like, hey, thanks for registering for a weekly live training. And that makes it easy because we don't have to update it all the time. But if it said, June 6th, and they show up here on June 6th, I might want to change it like, hey, welcome to today's live training. So it's not weird for them, right? So you might have to edit a little bit of text depending on how you promoted it. But that's pretty quick to do. So you can change it to something like, welcome to today's live webinar. You made sure that comments are enabled. So, okay, I made this mistake recently and people couldn't comment because you can disable the comments. So if you edit content on your app, you have the ability to turn the comments off. So when I'm not live, for like over the weekend, I'll turn the comments off usually. So people aren't in here chiming in and not getting responded to. But when we're live, we have the comments on so we can see real-time questions coming in. So make sure the comments are on. A couple little things here you can check off. You've embedded the app or the Hangout on the app. So make sure that's embedded on there. So we'll broadcast. And then you'll want to make sure it's muted. So you see how, like if you have this here ahead of time, you want to make sure that it's muted. Otherwise, when you start broadcasting, it might start playing here and then you're going to hear yourself. And you're going to like hear this looping, awful right playback where you can't concentrate. So if you mute that ahead of time, you'll be good to go. And of course, more on that over at that link. Okay, 1 hour before you go live, send out reminders. So maybe you post on your page and your group again, in that Facebook event if you created one, and you can send out emails. So just make sure that everyone's reminded and they know. And maybe even do that 10 minutes before. Depends on how much work you want to do, but but 1 hour should be good. All right, 30 minutes before. This is where I open up the Hangout panel. So I'll open up, I'll go and do that. Go back into my YouTube there, 22.com/stream. I'll click Start Hangout on there. That'll open up the panel where I can get everything ready to go, bring on any invite any guests that I wanted to have on, check to make sure it's all embedded again, and have all the stuff opened up, ready to go. Now that you're all set, people are showing up, you're ready to go live. There's a green button. You just click Start Broadcast. When it says you're live, say hello. Check your app to make sure it's coming through. It does take probably like 30 seconds or so for the stream to go live publicly. So where they're going to see it is like 30 seconds behind. You can ask your audience, say, hey, welcome. You know what? Let me know if there's any, if you can see me and hear me loud and clear. But don't wait for them to respond because they're going to be behind you. So kind of move on, but just put that out there, like put a question out there and then move on, but then check back after like a few minutes. Be like, okay, good. We did have some feedback. Thanks, Katana. Thanks, Christine. So I'm looking at the comments right now, but you get it. Like you just kind of put it out there, say, hey, let me know if you can see me, hear me, and then kind of go into today's topic, what you're going to go through, and then check back in the comments, and then give your presentation. Go through your presentation, share your offer towards the end. Of course, let them know how they can learn more or get a special offer from you. Talk more about that in a minute. Announce the winners. If you had a sweepstakes, you want to make sure you announce that. Answer any questions. So that's kind of the process you want to go through right there. That's pretty much it for that 1 hour-ish that you're going to be live. Let's see. Then when you're done, click the End Broadcast button. You're all set. And now you're pretty much good. The YouTube video will be there for replay, right? So when you're done, you just click end broadcast. You can just go have dinner, hang out, you're done. The replay is automatically there. You don't have to do anything. So it's just ready to go. Usually I'll stick around and kind of answer a few more questions if I see them, especially if this was a big thing I promoted to make sales. I want to make sure I'm kind of sticking around for a little bit afterwards, answering any questions that might be coming up. But that's pretty much it. And now, following up, so now you might want to edit some of the content. Instead of saying it's live, say, hey, check out the replay, available for a limited time. That's usually what I'll do. So you could turn your live webinar into a replay and then just leave it up there for as long as you like. Some people leave it there for months and years as a free giveaway. So again, this webinar you've planned out 3 to 6 months or 3 to 6 weeks from now, this could become your primary lead generation tool for the next 5 years. I've seen it happen. Okay, you might not have to do it every week like we do. It could be one and done. Okay, you could just have that one good presentation you craft out, you invite people to it, made some sales, you leave it up there, you keep promoting it, and it's going to continue collecting leads and making money. Now, it probably won't happen the first time. You might have to do a few of these to get one good one eventually, but that could be the goal. You posted updates. Tell people to watch the replay. Make sure they check it out. So post that link back out there. Hey, reminder, limited time, watch the replay. Update on the event. Post in a group that you're in or whatever. Follow-up emails. So remember, most people don't attend live. The majority of people who register won't show up live. So you can remind them to watch the replay. And that's pretty much it. So, those are the 4 steps that we go through pretty much on a regular basis, especially when we do live sales webinars, which we usually do with JVs on their pages. So you don't see it too much on our page here. But we do this on a regular basis. And it's pretty straightforward. The last thing that you're probably asking about is how to kind of create an effective presentation and put this together so that you're the 1 hour that you are live with them is really connecting on an emotional level, on a logical level, and it's convincing them to want to buy your stuff. That's kind of what we're going to go through on Thursday. So we do workshops every week. It's going to cost you a whopping $1 if you want to be a part of that. You're going to get another PDF outline kind of like this, but we're going to focus mostly on creating the outline of your presentation. So I just want to invite you to that. A lot of you already registered for that. If you're more serious and you're really trying to learn this stuff, we offer these monthly 2-hour workshops. We're also gonna have some hot seat people on, so we're gonna go through a lot of this and teach these concepts and make sure that you can set up and implement all this. So we've got our experts group. We've got people who've registered for these workshops who attend these to do kind of like a 2-hour, really just log in, demo, hash it out, create stuff on this 2-hour workshop. So if you want to be a part of that, you can check it out for $1. Watch for just $1, and then it's $10 a month after that. You can cancel if you like and just walk away with a full basically script outline on how to create a converting sales webinar. So we're gonna go through the script on Thursday, how to write that out, and really how to deliver a sales presentation. So I hope this was helpful for you. Let's take a look at your comments and questions, and then we'll wrap up. So I know this was pretty lengthy. This actually got in the flow. This was a lot to get through, but I hope it was helpful. You got the PDF. I'm going to drop it in there. If you're watching the replay, you should see it right around this video. This is going to be yours to have and enjoy. This replay will be available as well. So if you want to listen to me explain it all to you again, you could watch this replay. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Jovita. Christine. I'm glad. Live hangouts on air are pretty awesome, Christine. I know I saw a question earlier about Zoom and integrating with 22Social. Look, we've talked to the guys at Zoom, and there's just no way to embed a Zoom, right? So the cool thing about 22Social and what our software lets you do is embed this live streaming broadcast onto your app so that people can show up here and watch right here in this little, like a YouTube video. That can't be done with Zoom or really any other platform. Even Facebook Live doesn't really work that way. So Hangouts on Air is the best tool to do that, and luckily it's free. So if you want to do this style webinar, We love it. A lot of people love doing this format. You don't have to do it this way. You can just use this app for registration. You can just have them register, right? Go through a gate, register. You can get them all on your list. You can have a sweepstakes, and you can say, hey, thanks for registering. When we go live, we'll send you the Zoom link, or you can just have a button here to get on the Zoom broadcast, okay? Because it's kind of an external broadcast. You could use GoToWebinar for the same thing. Just have a link in the button to like go to the GoToWebinar and tell them here that you're gonna do it via whatever platform you want. So you can do it however you want. You can even do this for a Facebook Live. So you could have them register and then just link over to like a Facebook Live broadcast. It's up to you. I mean, this is just one place to put it where you have full control. You can have a link to send them to you. It's really simple for everyone. And you can have comments out here and call to action. So a lot of ways to do it. The workshop is going to be at 1:30 Pacific. Let's see, 1:30 time. That's good enough. All right. PDF link. Yeah. Okay. I'll get you that PDF link again for those of you who joined on late. Here's the PDF. I'm going to pop it in the on the app as well. We had a challenge at the beginning to get us 5-star reviews for the PDF, and you guys achieved that very quickly. Thank you so much. PDF link here. See what we were at, by the way. I'm kind of curious. We had 292. Dang, 317. You guys were quick. You jumped on that quick. So we went up 25 5-star reviews. That's so awesome. Thank you all for doing that. And I really appreciate that you think it's 5-star value. We want to continue giving that to you. All right. Thanks, Ian. Worth waiting up. That's awesome. Get some sleep. Thanks for hanging out. The other payment platforms, right now it's just PayPal. We're looking into Stripe next. Beyond that, I'm not sure, but Stripe will be next. Right now it's just PayPal. Yeah, so usually every week we share some success stories. Actually, I wanted to point out a few people in the group. Join our group. You'll get some people in there. We post these links every week. We've got a lot of different case studies. I'm going to be posting these more and more, but usually on our Tuesdays we go through 3 or 4 case studies and share what's going on. Usually in a lot of our notes, like in that 22s.com/notes/hangouts. If you go to this, it's going to have a lot of examples and case studies, screenshots of what we're talking about here. So a lot of video tutorials and visuals. This is like Will Irish, who is doing great with his apps. We took a screenshot and just to show you how simple it can be. He just put, learn how to reveal and target your perfect prospects using Facebook ads during my next live stream and hangout. All right, so that was his gate. It doesn't have to be like 30 pages of sales copy to get someone to opt in. You could start with something as simple as that. So we got screenshots of what you got to get in there. And this is really where we talk about creating those headlines and your bullet points. That's all you need. A couple of those, you create that graphic we talked about, and you're good to go. You can launch this thing real fast. Confirmation page. So, when they show up, we talked about if you have a Facebook event hooked up, like registration and event details, they can go over there. If you had a call to action to buy, you can just put that there and just reinforce what you're gonna teach, that main headline. So some simple screenshots here, and then more advanced stuff like what we did with Mari, which was a pretty big promotion. And using the same formula here, it turned into a little bit more going on. We had the sweepstakes stuff, and we kind of just went all out with her promotion, and it went great. So different screenshots there. So we kind of sprinkle it in these, and we're working on some better ways to give you more case studies and examples. But this is a good step-by-step on this document. Webinar Jam. So Webinar Jam is kind of an external platform on its own. Can't really embed that into 22Social. Haven't found a way to do that. The guys are actually right down the street. The owners of Webinar Jam, Phil Same, and those guys that come to our office. Really cool dudes. But their platform's just, it's kind of an all-in-one deal just for doing webinars, and pretty powerful stuff. But maybe a little more than you need if you're just getting started with webinars, because that's a pretty beastly system that it's great if you're running tons and tons of money in your ads. But if you're just kind of getting something going, a lot of our customers prefer just keeping it simple and testing out some ideas first. Maybe down the road you could use that, but it doesn't really embed well. Online course feature. Yeah, is that send me that, Jerry? Is that you're talking about in groups? I'm curious what you've seen. I've seen the group thing, how they're kind of categorizing it. So yeah, no, I think it's awesome what Facebook's doing. What we've seen from Facebook the last 5 years, every time they come out with stuff, it really doesn't impact our core audience. They're mostly focused on the bigger companies, so their stuff is not catered to like the solopreneur, home-based business guy. Our stuff is really focused on, someone who's trying to get something going on the side, or just dabbling in this, or just wants a simpler way to get things done. So that's where our software focuses on. They usually go after high-budget agencies and different types of crowds. So we'll keep an eye on it, but maybe it'll enhance. Usually we can find a way to enhance what we're already teaching. Infusionsoft. Yep, you can do Infusionsoft. No, it works directly. So you have the option in your, let me just show you here. Good question as far as CRM integration. I do have a link in there on how to set this up. But let's take a look at like our weekly live training demo app here. So basically what you have is a social relationships manager with our system, where you're going to see all your leads have come through, and it'll track it all here for you. What we let you do is hook up a CRM. We also have tracking options there. And what you can do is pop in all these different platforms. So we got ActiveCampaign, One Shopping Cart, Agile, Aweber, ConvertKit, GetResponse, iContact, MailChimp, Infusionsoft right here. So this is a automated, integration, so that everyone who goes through and registers can also instantly be added to your email list. So I think we've got an updated, we actually updated our Infusionsoft stuff here. So I'll send this to you. So you have that. The other thing I want to point out is in this PDF, let me zoom out for you. On the build, the optional down here, connect your CRM, connected my email autoresponder to my gate. So this would be the other link. You'll want to do this as well. Did that not go through? Did I get refreshed on? I might have. We've got this auto refresh up here, FYI. You can uncheck that. It refreshes every 90 seconds. I might have got refreshed on. Oh, no, it worked. Okay, there you go. Step 1 and 2. Screenshots you're showing. Okay, that's at that link. So that's at that /note/hangouts. There you go. See that link throughout the deck, the PDF as well. Yeah, Webinar Jam, I haven't really used it myself. I don't know a lot of like solopreneurs who are really using it too much. It's mostly the big guys from what I see. Awesome, Katana. Woo. All right, let's see. What do we got? You're welcome. Let's see. Yep, on Thursday we're going to build stuff. So that's what the workshops are. It's like just kind of set this stuff up. We're going to bring on a couple of our experts and go through it with them and help them get their stuff going. I'll be building mine as well. And we'll also, I've got actually a bonus training I'm doing on Thursday. We did about a year ago, but it was one of our best trainings. We used to do like academy trainings that were like advanced strategies and concepts. We're going to give you a recording that breaks down like step by step, almost minute by minute, how to deliver your sales presentation in a non-salesy or spammy kind of way. And it's going to be really cool. I was going through it again, kind of prepping for that. It's so good. So I'm going to give you that PDF outline, step by step, how to create your sales presentation and deliver it. And we've got the video recording that we'll give you. So you're going to have that PDF download and bonus video recording. That'll be worth the $1 admission. Trust me, it's worth a lot more. We had people when we initially did that training say it was like, this is better than stuff they paid $1,000 for trainings. So I'm going to bonus that out Again, we're not trying to make a bunch of money on these workshops. It's $1 to get in for 30 days. You can stick around if you like it, $10 a month. Just we wanted to just be able to fund, spend an extra couple hours a month on this and work with you guys to help you get it going. So it should be a no-brainer investment for you. And if you're not sure about it, just try it out for $1. You can cancel if you want. Totally fine. The link is on that PDF. It's 22social.com/workshop as well. Let's see. Good comments here. Wondering how to do a panel discussion. It's pretty simple. You just get an invite link to bring people on. Just make sure it's like, again, hitting those main points of making sure it's valuable to the audience. So if you're going to have a panel discussion, maybe have a couple topics prepared ahead of time. Some of those benefits, like you're going to learn how to do this or why this makes sense or this doesn't, or how to overcome this challenge. And we're going to bring on a panel of experts to share their experience and their expertise. And we're going to specifically address these, 3 or 4 bullet points, right? So it's going to be on topic, not just a random drag, like blah, blah, blah. We're all just having fun, happy hour conversation. It's like very strategic, topic by topic, have each expert chime in on their opinion or their experience. So that's how I would do a panel discussion. And for you, that elevates your brand as well, because you're adding more value, right? And you were the one who kind of brought everyone together. So it could be that could be a really killer presentation. Then say, hey, you know what? Maybe you sell like you give them a teaser, like 30 minutes of this discussion where you kind of talk about a few things and say, hey, you know what? We built a whole course together where we went through each of these topics in depth. And then boom, you could then sell them on this $100 course where if they liked this discussion, they could then buy the course that you created. So it'd be a really easy way to, not easy, but a pretty simple way to create a product is record multiple interviews with these people. Maybe you interview each person beforehand and then turn that into a video course going through different topics. And then you bring each of those people out on a live webinar and just spend 5 minutes with each of them where they can chime in on their expertise. So again, just cool ideas for you, right? I mean, that could be pretty fun if that makes sense for your industry and would be valuable. Yeah, good. I'm glad to see a lot of people switching to Macs. Trust me, I've been there too. I used to be a big PC fan. Went Mac, never went back. We just got Will Irish actually to switch over, and he's super pumped too. And he held on for like 5-8 years. Not trying to sell Mac or anything, but I mean, I'm seeing your comments here, and that's funny. Google Docs. I use Google Docs all day long with my Mac, by the way. Google Docs is the bomb. Nice, Rocco. Good stuff. Thanks for the PDF. Yeah, glad you got like the checklist. Let's see. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you so much. Trying to give you guys everything I could think of today. So you should be able to take this and run. Hey, thanks, Bill, for sharing that. Yeah, I do the graphic design training. So I give you a very small taste of that. If you need some help with graphics, you can contact me or check that out. Kind of building a side project there, teaching graphic design. Thank you, Bill. I don't try to promote it too much here, but I will be marketing that like crazy. I'm doing a big webinar for that here in a couple weeks. So you're all going to hear about it soon enough. Don't worry. I'm implementing this webinar strategy. I'm going to make you want it so bad with my by following this strategy. Let's see, 20% rule, text graphics. Yeah, that's a whole another thing. So if you're going to run ads, your graphics will have to be formatted correctly. But I'm not going to get into that today. I want to keep it simple. Survey. So yeah, you can add a Google form. So basically, we don't have survey tools built in. That's a sheet or a form. I don't know what the heck's going on here. But yeah, we got basically, if you're going to do a survey, it's not really built for that, Lisa, but you could create it using another tool and embed it in here. Jotform or Google be one way, or just use a button on your app to link them to a survey. So maybe say, hey, thank you so much for opting in and registering. I have a few questions for you ahead of time, right? I'm saying this like as if you had a video here. Thank you for registering for the webinar on July 5th. What I'd like for you to do first so I can get more prepared and help you better is click that button below, and it's going to go to a Google form where you can fill out a survey and just answer these couple questions. Or maybe it's a Survey Monkey or Jotform. So the idea to get them to fill out a survey is if they register, you have their attention right here. If you can get them to take one more action, you can embed the form here or just have a video telling them what to do and then have them click, and that opens up the form. Yep, it's a great book. Facebook segmenting. We've got to talk about that, Katana. What's your ideas there? Examples. Yep, you'll have that access as well. Yeah, just mentioned that. I saw that question earlier, Patty. So no way to integrate Zoom as of yet. Awesome, Lorraine. Hopefully you got enough out of this PDF and this training today to take action with that. Check out those videos. You know, the best video I can tell all of you, if you want to really see how it looks and how you can do this live tutorial here, 27 minutes, will help you do that, right? This video is everything you need to watch, right? 27 minutes, watch this, and we go through the nuts and bolts of how to install an app from scratch, build the app, you know, create the Hangout, embed the Hangout, deliver the presentation, and then finish and end broadcast. Okay, so all those steps that we talked about today very quickly are in there, so you can watch that training. Again, that's 22s.com/notes/hangouts. 22s.com/notes/hangouts. Watch the live tutorial video here. And I'm going to go back a little bit. Awesome. Camille, you did your first one last month. And I think Camille is going to be on the hot seat on Thursday. We'll talk about how to optimize what you're doing there, maybe improve your system. We're doing rotating trainings. That's awesome. Definitely stuff we can talk about in the workshop on Thursday. Replay. Yep, Deborah's exactly right. I mean, all Google stuff is so awesome. I really, really love Google's Drive, their docs. They have forms, and you can just find a lot of information on that online. No problem, Lisa. Awesome, Michelle. I'll probably see you in there. Chat me if you have any questions about that, Michelle. All right, everyone. I'm going to wrap up. Thanks again for hanging out with me today. This was a lot of fun, and some of you I'll see on Thursday. If not, I'll see you again next Tuesday. Every week we're here hanging out, supporting you. If you got questions, post them in the group, 22s.com/group. Check it out. If you don't have an account yet, get 22Social, try it out. We've got all this training for you, and our software is here to help you create what you need to create to make some more income online, have more fun, and have more success promoting and marketing your business online. So this was fun for me today. Thanks so much for all you who hung out, and we'll be talking to you soon. Have a great rest of your night, and take care.